We see a couple of things with this setup. You can tell that the right shoulder is pulled a little bit back and that the right arm, or his lead arm, isn't straight and pushed down. We like to see that right arm a little longer, which brings the shoulder in. Then on his takeaway, he does a pretty good job, except that he's tending to move off the ball too much and collapsing a little bit his hips and right knee. We'd like to resist that collapse, which creates more coil. And as he comes down to the ball, he does really good. He's keeping the spine angle pretty good. But what happens is, as he moves into this position here, he gets closer to this position here. Watch it, right there. He scoops the ball. Notice how the hand is underneath. Right there. From this point now, we need to rotate the palm of the lead hand up. And it doesn't. It stays down. The trail hand goes up in the wrong position. So what we'd like to see him do is duplicate the position he was on his takeaway position there, which is, if we could get that position on the forward position, you would see a different look at the golf swing. What this golfer is working on is the L to L swing at the speed of gravity. He's going to try to let the hands drop back down towards the ball or the ground at the speed of gravity, not adding any energy. We're going to watch a nice rhythmical takeaway here. Very nice. There he's got his wrists hinged very nicely. Perfect L position right there. Notice how far the shoulders have rotated. The hips are pretty quiet. Goes a little bit further here, but that's not uncommon. Keeping the angle beautifully. Look at that. The 90 degrees is still there. Turning right through it. Everything's moving together. Look at the club leg he's generating here. And the rotation he's getting of his hand. His left hand is moving under the club like it's supposed to. I can almost see the glove hand. We'd like to get it a little bit further underneath so the left elbow isn't bent quite as much. But we're seeing great rotation right back to a nice L for the finish. Great job here. If we look at this golfer setup, you notice the hands seem to be pretty far forward of the center of her body. There's two ways to correct that. One is to bring the hands back to the center of the body. The other would be to shift the hips more towards the target. I would prefer that a little bit so that you can actually see her lead hip on the outside part of her arms. Let's watch the takeaway. A little stiff-legged right there. The head's moving first. Now the head's well past the golf ball. She's throwing the head of the club. Notice the head of the club is passing the hands, and her head is the lead part of the swing. We'd like to see her keep her head just a little more quiet.